Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Thank you for coming along to Football Worldwide. This is the Serie A Roundtable. We're carrying on to Matchday 29, where we have seen another shift in not only the title race, but some more gaps and more leaps and bounds in the top four while the relegation battle heats up. But it's my pleasure to be joined by three gentlemen and three good friends. That's the most exciting and best part. I'm going to start with you, Riccardo, all the way from Siragusa in Sicily. It's good to see you, my friend. Long time.
Ciao guys, thank you for having me back. It's been a long time. I miss you guys, and hi to everyone on the show. It's going to be a great show today.
It really is. Adam, nice to see you again, bro, from Melbourne, checking in.
Buonasera ragazzi. It's a late one tonight, but glad we could all make it. I'm actually feeling a little bit out of place, to be honest, amongst this elite company at the top of the table. But I'll do my best to try and add some value. I might actually jump in at some point soon, just represent the red and black side of Milan, because they're not represented today with any Milanisti. So get cracking.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Zio Armando. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Nice to be back, guys. Thank you very much for holding my spot while I was away. That was very, very nice of you. Nice to see Riccardo. I thought he was making trillions in Europe. By now, I haven't seen in ages. Adam, don't worry. See these three faces here? We've all been there too, so it's all good.
That's it, man. Let's start from the top. Rica coming back at the right time, firing on all fronts. Brother, how many goals is it with this reserve assistant coach that you put on together? Because he was on the pitch again this week, no Allegri. Every time the assistant coach is on the sideline, it's 3 goal, 4 goal. It's no matter what, it's all guns blazing, right? But 3-1 against Sampdoria, not an easy result going there. Very good to get 3 points. And I know you deny it all the time to us personally, but whether you want to admit it or not, my humble friend, you're in a title race.
Anthony, I think you watch a different game. I saw Allegri on the bench, man. But
did he seriously? I could have sworn his assistant was on there again.
No. Allegri was on the bench. Man. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I still keep it tight, man. Sorry, there's no chance. If you're going to look the last 9 games, I think you are winning all the games. It's going to reach 83 points. So it doesn't depend on us. And anyway, I say now, will be a not deserved title for us. I'm happy with the 4th spot. I'm happy to go to the Champions Leagues. I think the race is between the top 3. At this stage, I think Milan has got the edge. Of course, for the merit of Inter and also lucky of Inter to get a point with Torino. Then we talk about after. How about Juventus? So what I say, I think it's a 15 consecutive result without losing a game. I think the hands of Allegri now is starting to show. It was a good first half. We keep the ball rotating. Considering we play with the 9 substitute, we've got like 8 or 9 people injured. I think we've done really well. Now Atalanta dropping a point again. I think our fourth place is still sealed. Now it depends on us. So I would be happy with the 4th place. And I'll say here, guys, we might win the Scudetto under the year. Won't be the 3rd one, but we take it if we win. But for the sake of the soccer, for the sake of the Italian Serie A, it's better if a different team wins. I'm a tifoso, but also, guys, you know me, I'm a really fair on things. For me, either one wins the top 3 will be fine, because this year we didn't do well. Talking about everyone talks about the referee and stuff. I think Italian soccer is showing the level of we are. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's, every weekend there is controversy. VAR doesn't work. VAR doesn't see it. It's starting to get a little bit disappointed. This VAR. I'm not talking about the Torino Inter game. I could say something about the Milan Napoli game. The same thing. On Oshimen was clear penalty, but I don't know what the VAR was doing, and it doesn't look good. If someone looking from outside the outside of Italy, you know what I mean? I've been in Italy, and in Italy, everyone, they see the soccer different. I say we because I live in Australia for a long time. How we watch the soccer from Australia. We watch the English Premier League, we watch the Spanish League, we watch the German leagues. Italian league doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because it looks a poor league. Every week there's a problem. And also, I don't know if you guys open across this parenthesis, sorry. There's been elected a new president of Lega. I don't know if you know about this, for sure. You saw the 11 votes where they're coming from the the bottom teams. That's not a good look, man. That's a president doesn't represent the top team. Yeah. So again, post season from everyone. I don't think we drop a bit. We drop a bit. The Italian league has been dropped a bit, but I'm happy with Juventus. You know what I mean? We're doing our race. Our race is on us, and yes, I hope we seal this 4th place, and then anything comes after. Well for us. I'm more focused to go to quarterfinal Champions League. There's another 10 millions there line up. It will be 86 million for the season, and that's a good result for the financial problem we have.
Well said, Riccardo. Any questions for the Juventus side of things? I'll go to you, Adam, first, and then to Armando.
Yeah, look, bring it back to this game and Juve's performance, Ricca. I thought that Sampdoria employing that high line that they did put them on the back foot in transition, and you're able to capitalise, especially for those first 2 goals. But my question for you is, I mean, we obviously over here we read the forums and the comments on social media, and we read the Italian news sites, but amongst the fans in the bars, there's plenty of Juventini in Sicily. In the bars in Sicily where you live, is it are the Juventini talking about the potential of maybe sneaking up that ladder before season end and clinching the title, or are they realists and have the same opinion as you and feel that they're not quite going to get there?
Well, Adam, probably you're Italian, like everyone is on the board here today. It's there's a different Juventini. With so many, there's a different kind of it. You know what I mean? There's I can see on the social, there's 3 different sides of Juventini. Most will say they're not going to win the league. Then there is the other one that's going to say we're going to win the league, and there's still there's someone said that we're going to sack Allegri. So you can't put everyone together. But saying that, you probably watched the game. I got to say, Arthur is starting to get his skills up. He's starting to move the ball around, and you probably saw the interview. He's improved with Allegri. Allegri, that's what he does. He maybe doesn't show great soccer, but improves the player. Guys, with someone like Rabiot, Sam Pellegrini, they're good players, but they're not the guys that are going to make the difference for the team. Yeah, Juventini, there's 2 sides. Sides like me, that we know we're not going to win the league, and sides that think we're going to win the league. I'll stick on my side.
Yeah, fair enough. Armando, any comments on Juventus before we move to Milan?
More than on Juventus, I would like to comment on what Riccardo said about the league, and I do agree, but not only the quality of the referee, the quality of the teams and the quality of the players. This probably be one of the first Serie A we remember that be winned by the less, come si dice, the less
points.
Yeah, the less points. Also, the team that will win. Put this way, none of the 3 teams at the top started the season being built to win the league. Napoli finished 5th 2 years in the road. Our target was to finish in Champions League. I see Milan.
Inter was Armando.
But at the end of the day, we lost our coach, assistant coach, trainer, and best 2 players.
Inter to me is still not the favorite. I don't think it's a stronger team because what happened in summer. I see Milan. Even if they beat me, I can't see them a team that wins Serie A. So realistic. Napoli, Inter, Milan, even Juve, even any one of those 4 wins the league because the others are really worst.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's no one killing it.
But not because all 4 teams are very good. All 4 teams are okay. You know what I'm trying to say? These teams, 4 or 5 years ago, with the Napoli of Sarri, Roma Spalletti, and Juventus of Allegri, I don't know if they will finish top 3. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think the level drop. And also you can see that when you see a top player going overseas, going outside Italy, they become no one. We can do a list of players. The Inter saw Lukaku last year was a gun in Italy. It's no one over there. But we can do a list of our players that fail when they go overseas. But in Italy, there seems to be superstars. And you can see the same thing when we play international football. We disappear. So we need to start thinking about that we are really become, like you said, another farmer league, unfortunately.
It's heading that way.
Sorry.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it is heading that way. All right, let's move on to Milan, who keep getting the business done. Kalulu, good stuff for them and good stuff for him. They bought him for about $500,000, and now his value is probably up to about 12.5, 15 million just in the season that he's had. A really, really hard worker. Ricca said that he thinks Milan have the edge. I think I'd have to agree with him as well. We've got 6 people with us on Football Worldwide in the chat today, so let us know. And thanks for Francesco for coming through and saying Artur playing a lot more consistent is great. He only starts playing once McKennie and Zakaria is injured. Hopefully, once they are fit again, Rabiot is benched. I think he's pretty much the favourite to move on wage-wise, and still you can probably get some value for him in England. But going back to Milan, getting the business done, as long as they can still put together every result, they're now in the driver's seat. And it's a little bit taxing coming from an Inter point of view, but it looks like they've got players on the bench that are keeping the starting 11 on their toes, which is more than I can say for my boys. So I'll go around the table and ask everybody about Milan. We'll start with you, Adam, because I know you spent a bit of time talking to your boy Anthony about it, and he must be happy at the moment.
Yeah, him and a few others as well. And I've been the feedback I've got from my Milanisti friends that watch the show. When are you going to give us some credit and put to bed those comments that you made about us, months back, where I said that there were no chance. So look, this is my apology to all the Milanisti. Whatever happens for the rest of the season, okay, I'm going to give you the credit that you deserve, and that is that Pioli's done a sensational job so far with his squad. I didn't think it was long enough, but obviously it is. The way he's been able to maintain the fitness levels of these players at this time of the year. Also credit to him and his staff and the medical staff at Milan. So look, I watched the game against Empoli, and although Empoli had chances to equalise in that second half, I think that Milan certainly deserved the win. I was just going to say, Kalali, you took the words out of my mouth there. That I think it worked out to 1.2 million Australian was the price tag, and it's probably the best 1.2. If they go on to win the Scudetto, it's going to be the best 1.2 million they've ever spent, I reckon. It's such a bargain price for an unknown, but he's been instrumental in getting them to top spot as well, because Romagnoli's been in and out of that side for most of the season, and he and Tomori together have done a sensational job for this squad. And like even the much maligned Florenzi that I've ex-Romanista, so I've been pretty critical of him throughout the season. To be able to slot into left back because Theo wasn't there and do a job and do it well. Again, Pioli's getting the best out of this squad. Are they a great squad? I don't think they are, but as you guys just touched on, whoever wins it this season isn't going to be a super team we're going to remember for years to come. It's going to be a team that post-COVID we're just able to grind out and win the title. Is what my opinion is of that. So, credit to them, and an apology to all the Milanisti out there. Mainly my friends that support the club, and from here on in, I'll get on your bandwagon, and not that I want you to win it, but I'll be more humble in my comments about your squad.
Speaking of their squad and humbling, I can just see the headlines this morning about Kessier coming out and signing an agreement in principle with Barcelona. There's no figures released yet, but you got to imagine that he probably took a pay cut, because Barcelona have got this trend at the moment of attracting free agents by using their lure and their natural beauty of their badge in order to say, this is Barcelona, Adama Traore, this is Barcelona, Pierre Aubameyang, this is Barcelona, Frank Kessier. Come here and just take a pay cut, even if you have been fishing for a pay rise everywhere else for the last 18 months. So I'll be really interested to see those figures that come out and see if Mr. Frank Kessier, who's been demanding in the 8s and 9s and 10 millions a year for the last 18 months, has gone anywhere near those sort of wages at Barcelona. But very quickly around the table, I'll start with Riccardo, and then Armando can segue into Napoli straight after this. Riccardo, your thoughts on Milan? Can they go all the way, bro? Elaborate. I know you touched on it.
Okay, now I just want to say one thing I forgot to say before. Remember the three top team this year, they got 3 coaches that never won the league. And, Allegri is the 4th one, of course, who won the league. I think it's, they're getting the, how you say in English, chicken feet? So what do you piedi freddi?
Cold feet, pretty much.
Cold feet. I think all 3 they're getting cold feet.
Feet.
Sorry, man. I've been too long away from Australia. Sorry, guys. I think they're getting cold feet, because if you see the way, before they had a team in front, let's say it was Juventus or was the Inter last year, but a coach that already won the league. So it's easy to be behind and trying to push. But now they all three are up. All three coach. I don't think they're showing the missing the edge, the step, to take off. I mean, this is my point of view. I might be wrong. And Adam say, yes, Milan is there, man. But Milan is the kind of team that it can win 1-0, it can lose 3-0, like that, without what happened. So I mean, that's what I'm scared of Milan. But Pioli, if he wants the league, man, it will be the first time he wants a Scudetto. Same is for Inzaghi, same is for Spalletti. So we'll see how it goes. Regarding Kessie, guys, that's a good news for us, because maybe De Jong means we'll go, because De Jong was already had an agreement in January with Juventus, and then Xavi stopped the transfer market. Guys, Barcelona is Barcelona. Less money. I know Milan is Milan, but I don't think you can compete Milan and Barcelona last 15 years. You know what I mean? It's 100,000 spectator stadium. It's got the cold, man. It's got the edge. That's why I'm talking. Going back to the same reason, Italian soccer is not attractive anymore.
Yeah,
not attractive anymore.
Yeah, Armando, are you impressed with Milan keeping weight? I know that you thought they'd keep weight towards the end of the season. How do you see them finishing from here, man? And then we'll start on Napoli.
First of all, I watched Milan-Napoli game with the Milan Club of Melbourne and my Napoli Club of Melbourne. So we watched it together to send a message against the heat and the war in this case. So give me the opportunity to say hello to all the boys from the Milan Club. They were very nice, and to welcoming us to their event. Listen, I'm gonna go back to say something. If you tell me who's gonna win the Scudetto, I don't know. I have no idea, because tomorrow morning there is the games. Napoli lose, Milan lose, Inter wins, and now we're gonna say Inter is the one who's gonna win. The week after, Milan lose, now Inter lose, Napoli win. Everybody back talk about Napoli, and every week it's been the same. I'm gonna stick with the same things. I predicted that the 4 teams going to Champions League were Juventus, Milan, Inter, and Napoli. Even when Juventus was 7 or 8, I always said, don't cut Juventus out. And so far, finger crossed, I'm right. I also said that to me, the first 3 positions will be Inter, Napoli, and Juve. I don't know which order, and Milan 4th, and we're almost there. And also predicted that Atalanta was finishing out. And I think after this weekend, we can easily say that the 4 teams going to Champions League are those 4. Unless a disaster happening, I can see Milan, Inter, and Napoli even losing the spot of Champions League. And to be honest, Juventus has got a too hard game to go, but they started a very good trend. So maybe not winning the league, but definitely they're not going to drop to 5th spot. So I will tell you who wins the league 3 games to go.
How good's this guy, bro? Honestly, keep him at all costs. Keep him for the next 5 years. Keep giving him new contracts. He's fantastic.
I even said that at the start of the league, and few people dubbed me. These kids needs to learn a little bit the tactical movement for the Italians way, and it needs to be less. Right now it's a gazelle, runs everywhere. You need to put him into his track. It will be super. I mean, keep it for how long? Players like this, as soon as they start scoring 20 goals, they get the magic call. We can't compete with the magic call, Bello.
Well, he's in good form. Faraoni grabbed a goal back, but it was all too late. Napoli have 3 points. Adam, questions for Zio?
Actually, don't want to comment about the game.
Of course, go for it. I thought you were finished. I was like, wow, that was quick.
I was finished off from the Milan Estatica Napoli.
No, go for it, man.
To me, this game was more important than the Milan game. I said it before the Milan game that any of the 3 results won't make any difference, because a draw, a win, or a loss for that game, it was not that much of happening because of the result of all the other teams. This week was different because we had Juventus potential at 1 point, and we didn't know yet about the result of Atalanta. So for us, and we haven't won at Verona in the last 2 years. Actually, Verona has always been one of those teams that create us trouble. So, and going there after the loss against AC Milan, and playing the way we played, because Napoli dominated. You know, their goal was a goal that this guy just pinned the ball in the top corner. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
It was just unstoppable, you know. But we Oshimen, and you know what Spalletti did? He went back. If you look the formation of the Napoli of the first 10 games, he put Anguissa instead of put Demme. He put Lobotka. He got rid of Zelinski, and he put Fabian in. I've been saying the whole year, and I said this last year too. Everybody talks about Fabian like the next Iniesta. I don't see him, guys. I think Napoli, if we him and Insigne, we always play with 2 men down. We took Insigne off. We start doing crosses. We went 2-0 up. We put Insigne in. Insigne got to the edge of the box, looks in the middle, turns around. Man, that guy's killing me. Why doesn't go to Toronto? Take him, guys.
He is. Aspetta. He'll get there.
Like, honestly, you guys watch the game. Did you see Insigne? How annoying. You got somebody like Oshimen that we just found out that in the air is a machine. You go to the edge of the corner, cross the ball, son. Cross it. No. He turns it back and passes it back to Mario Rui. Come on, guys. No. Napoli needs to clean up from all these old people. They give us trouble. Keep Lobotka. Keep Anguissa, get rid of Fabian, we can make money with Fabian anyway, because people still think he's a top player.
Real Madrid, no?
Yeah, beautiful. Go. Listen, the guy scores some cracker of a goals. It's a machine, but a midfielder that does not track back, it does not defend, and he runs at his speed. It doesn't matter how many goals does for Napoli. He's not gonna help us, you know. Madrid, where you got probably another 10 champions, you can afford to have Fabian that doesn't run. And Napoli, when he plays, they run. You know, otherwise, we don't have 11 players that run. Napoli cannot do anything because we're not made by champion. We're made by a very good players that needs to fight. And I'm really happy the way we played against Verona. And hopefully, I see the same formation week in and week out.
Yeah.
Finish.
I like what I see under this Spalletti side. Like always, they remind me a little bit of when they were in form, when Spalletti was in form with Inter, and we just saw that consecutive streak of the grit to get over the line. And I really think that you guys, without any sort of distractions with European football, when we get to Roma, we'll talk about them and their distractions with Conference League. Of course, Riccardo still has Villarreal to think about. Inter's had Liverpool. They're not having European competitions and being knocked out of the Coppa Italia early. It's allowed Napoli to regain that momentum at a crucial, pivotal, catalytic time of the season, I think.
Imagine for a minute if we didn't have those 2 stupid games against Barcelona. We lost games. We draw 3 games across Barcelona, and then we lost against Milan. I'm pretty sure that Cagliari, another game, and Milan game without the Barcelona game would have been different.
Yeah. Adam, you got some questions for Armando?
No, I was just going to say to Armando, Zio, you've over the course of the season, now we're getting into the later part of the season, we can start reminiscing about things that we said weeks ago. and throughout the whole season, you've said, I'm not looking at first place. I'm only looking at 5th place. As long as we secure top 4, I'll be happy. Come on, your mindset would have had to have changed now. Like now that you,
I'm telling you. Now that I have Lazio 5th at 11 points, Atalanta at 13 points, Roma at 10 points.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is that now you can start really believing that you're a chance for this title. Is what I'm saying.
But what I said before, the first top 4 all got a chance, but not because those 4 teams are invincible, because any of those 4 teams can fail. So, of course, now I'm there. And it's more important building this gap from Champions League. You know why? Because when you don't have to worry about behind you, that's why this game was very important, to stretch that gap with Atalanta and Roma. Team like Napoli, with coaches that never won anything, like Riccardo said. We played and never won anything. They're not used to fight for the title, fight for the 4th spot. Once the 4th spot is secure, they will play with much free head. Then we'll talk about who wins the title. Give me another 2-3 games, because Napoli still needs to face Roma. They still needs to face a couple of tough games. So let's see. Let me beat Atalanta. Let me make, because Lazio will never catch up.
Yeah. So Vesuvius is simmering, but it hasn't erupted yet, is what you're saying.
Exactly. I'll wait until 5 games to go. We're still there.
Here we go. 6 games to go. 5 games to go. We're going to get to 2 games to go, and you're still going to be saying, "Oh,
what's the bet? Are we watching the same league? We changing top team every week. Hey, 3 weeks ago, Inter was on top. 2 weeks ago, Napoli was on top. Now Milan on top. Are you gonna pick a winner?
All right. Oh, I'm going to hit you up every week from now on.
Yeah. But I'm still looking. Hey, did you notice? I know exactly the gap from the 5th place, 11 points.
You're still looking. The only other thing I was going to touch on was the off-field. I thought it was disgraceful banner from the Curva Sud in Verona with the coordinates.
What did they say? Just tell everybody, Adam, for anyone listening that doesn't know.
Yeah, so they had a banner that they produced, which had the Russian flag and the Ukrainian flag, and then beneath they had the coordinates of Naples, the city, and basically saying, get together, you 2 countries, and bomb this place instead of bombing each other, which I thought was absolutely disgraceful. So when I was watching this game, I was hoping. I'm not a Napoli fan, of course, but I was hoping that Napoli would bury him. And I'm glad they got the 3 points.
You don't know. I really don't know what goes through some of these ultras' heads a lot of the time, man, when they're choreographing this
guys,
shit.
Please don't open.
Yeah.
I mean,
but when I say just something, Adam, what you said, it's what 90% of supporters around the world said. We're not Napoli supporter, but because of the banner, we were going for Napoli. So it tells you, and the best replay was made by one Jesus, believe it or not. An ex-player of Roma, an ex-player of Inter, no ex-player of Juve yet, but soon to come. Don't worry, we're happy to share with you. He posted a picture of Napoli at night with the goal of the lights, and he puts those are the coordinate of love.
That's
Koulibaly did the same thing.
Yeah, Koulibaly reposted one Jesus post.
Yeah, but also Esposito from the guy from Gomorrah did the same thing.
But even the Pescara Calcio put a picture of Napoli.
But Armando, it's a question. I don't think it's a talk we wanna make. More we talk about this thing, more we give it.
Exactly, and you know what? Everybody in Italy criticized. Hey, Riccardo, everybody from every corner, from every team criticized. So
yeah, I think talking about this is just keep putting petrol on the fire to let these people talk about them. I would just not open the kind of debate. That's me. Conversation. It's not worth it because everyone does.
Especially in this moment of life, when there is a real war, it's women and kids.
There's more important things that talk about these people,
Yeah. Riccardo, what did you think of Napoli on the weekend, and how do you see them playing out the next few weeks? Do you think they can stay consistent at the top, or will they slip away?
Well, listen, I actually had a private conversation a few weeks ago with Armando. We shared a couple of messages on WhatsApp, and I honestly thought they were going to beat Milan. I repeat the same thing. It's at the moment probably the top 3 is better be behind, like Napoli and Inter in a good position because the pressure is on Milan. So there's 8 game to go. So it's probably be behind the 1-2 point. You always can make the sprint at the last 3-4 games. You know what I mean? If Milan drops, because again, not having the experience to be on top of the league, I think in Serie A does a lot. There's a lot of pressure on Pioli.
And you guys, and Inter and Milan still have 2 derby to play for the Italian Cup.
One. We've already played the first leg.
One. It's the return. It's the return to play. No, I'm not saying that. I think Milan it's a good team, but I don't see him making the gap. To get 3-4 point in front. Also, Milan. End of the day, Inter is 58 point. Inter, correct?
58. See.
It should be 61. So they're there. They in 3 points, the top 3. So anything. Of course, if they beat Bologna, they could win. I think Napoli. It disappointed me with Milan. I saw the game. Milan probably was stronger. They believe it more. But again, we talk about controversial. It was penalty on Oshimen any single day. So I don't want to feel like I keep repeating the same thing. All top 3 can win the league for me.
Yeah,
all top 3 can win the league.
Absolutely. Over to you, Adam, as we start to segue into some of the other teams. You guys needed a 94th minute Pellegrini penalty to save a point against Udinese. How was the game and how's the reaction from the Romanisti, my friend?
It was quite a lackluster performance, to be honest. And, we could see in the first 5-10 minutes the way the game was sort of going to pan out. I just thought that we looked tired. And Mourinho alluded to this in his post-match press conference, where, without mentioning names, he did say that even from the warm-up, you could tell that the mindset wasn't there, or they were just physically drained and mentally as well. So it certainly showed on the pitch, and you can't do that against a team like Udinese, unfortunately, because they move the ball really, really well. They're able to build up, build up their play, be composed and measured when they go side to side and backwards, and then they just hit you with a quality ball forward, and then open you up. And they did that a few times against us. Again, Rui Patricio, for me, is becoming the signing of the season for Roma. We've had a couple of seasons where we haven't been able to lock in a quality keeper, but he's definitely been one. He's probably been one of the best informed keepers in the league, to be honest. And I hope that he remains for a long time if he keeps producing the form that he's in at the moment. Which, in saying that, it says a lot about the way we're playing. We're still unbeaten in Serie A for 8 matches, amazingly, but it doesn't mean that we're playing any quality football. And this one was certainly proof of that. Back to Mourinho's comments, because that's what I want to focus on. So, look, the game, we conceded a quality goal in the first half. We pushed and pushed and pushed until we got that penalty at the end, and Pellegrini stepped up to slide it home for a result that I don't know if it was deserved, but we'll leave Udine with 1 point, which is always a hard place to go. But focusing on Mourinho's comments, he did say that, like I said, the team coming off that Conference League game against Vitesse in Holland looked tired, and I agree with him. They looked tired, but I think you need to cut the players a little bit of slack, and I disagree with the fact that he harped on about it for so long. Because if you look at every team across every league in Europe that have played European football midweek, or have played in a cup game midweek, often this season we've seen that when they on the weekend when they play their league game, they've suffered. So you guys mentioned it earlier with, Armando mentioned the Napoli-Barcelona game. You've had Liverpool recently, and Riccardo, you've also had your Champions League football. So we've all been privy to the fact that our clubs coming off midweek games have then been lackluster in the league. So I don't think Mourinho should be just focusing on Roma. I think it's a widespread issue. So. I think he just needed to cut a little bit more slack to the players this week. I've pretty much agreed with everything he said throughout the whole season, but I did disagree a little bit with what he had to say post-game on this one.
It's the round of 16 at the moment still for the Conference League, right? So, if you can hold, or is it quarterfinals?
No, it's round of 16. So we've got, we scored 1 goal away, which obviously doesn't matter anymore, but we've got a one goal lead coming to Liverpool. So you'd hope that we put in a good shift on Friday morning our time and we get through.
What's the general consensus in the fan base with the Tifosi? Is this a competition that you guys are taking seriously now that you're most likely going to get to the quarterfinals, or is it still just considered background and work as hard as you can to get a respectable position in Serie A?
A bit of both, Anth. We still want to push as high as we can in Serie A, but now that we're at the business end of this competition, I think the consensus has certainly changed from people that we're sort of like whatever at the beginning, because I think everybody, because it's a new competition, it's third tier, everyone was like, well, yeah, whatever. If we get through, we get through. But now we're at, the business end, and we haven't won a trophy for so long. Here's a really good opportunity for us to capitalize, right?
Adam, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's the winner of Conference League gets? The winner of Europa League get a spot in Champions League. Does the winner of Conference League get a spot in European League?
No, it gets a spot in the Europa League.
So that's That's in that case, Roma could even drop, because right now you're fighting for Europa League spot.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but
That's
no
right.
win
You're not
after.
gonna make it a Champions League spot. So in that case, Roma could risk to lose a point here and point there in the Serie A.
Yeah.
If they
You
want to go
still
for
have
the
to win the
title.
trophy,
They need
though,
to win.
Armando.
They need to
You still have
win.
to win it, though. You still have to get there and win it.
No. I'm saying
Yeah.
you can take the risk to try to win the trophy, not to drop outside the European League, but because I'm competing with teams they're going to win every week. So what I'm trying to say, risking to draw the game here and there because you concentrate on the Conference League is not going to be that much of a bad effect on Roma final later, because you're out of the top 4 anyway.
Who are the tougher teams left in the Conference League besides you guys? Because I got to imagine getting to the quarters, you guys would be amongst the favourites now.
We've got Marseille. We've got Leicester.
They've been in horrible form in England.
Teams. Sorry?
They've been in horrible form in England.
Yeah,
but they might be the same. They might be focusing on the cup.
Exactly. That's what I think.
And look,
but risking the season on the cup is.
Mourinho wants to do. I mean, deep down, and he hasn't said this, but I know that we know how much Mourinho loves the trophy, right? But also adding to that, this would make if he won this one, he would have won everything, because he also won the Cup Winners' Cup as an assistant at Barcelona. So this will just add to his trophy cabinet, and it'll be something that no other coach has done. So that would certainly entice him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to move on if there are no other comments, basically, to the not very good game. That was our first of 2 trips to Turin in 3 weeks' time. In about a fortnight, we go to play Juve after the international break. But this trip was meant to go down a little easier, although, I'm always worried about facing Ivan Juric. And as soon as I saw them last week not win, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's 6 on the bounce with no win for Torino. You just know that a result at the bare minimum, a draw result was coming against Inter. One of our main transfer targets, Bremer, made sure that he upped his value by about 5 or 7 million at least, just by scoring that goal in the 12th minute. And Inter, no matter how much they tried to play on the front foot, after that, just still look lackluster. It's not like we're void of creating chances. I think Simone Inzaghi has done a great job this season with the players that he's got. He's getting the teams in good positions. He's getting the teams in good spaces to create chances. We're just not finishing them. Adam and I can harp on about this every single week, but right now, needing 5 to 6 chances just to put away 1 for Edin Dzeko. In this situation, it's 3 or 4 chances against Torino. Couldn't put away 1 at all. Relying on Alexis Sanchez equalizer in the 94th minute. What's just frustrating is knowing that this is just another result outside of Genoa and Sassuolo, where we should have grabbed more points, but we haven't. And now, rather than be front runners in a Scudetto race, we've surrendered the front seat to Milan, and it's basically anybody's ball game from here. I guess I said it well on Inter Worldwide yesterday after the match. Thank God for Atalanta and Roma and Lazio. Atalanta more so their piss poor form, but Roma improving, but nowhere near a top 4 position. Same with Lazio. I'm very lucky. We are very lucky here knowing that, because I think the general consensus between myself, Armando, and Riccardo is that whoever ends up winning this title, man, it's the best of a bad bunch. It really, really is, because the form that we have seen from our sides, me more so recently from this Inter, it doesn't warrant a Scudetto winning side. It just looks poor left, right, and center, and the players look deflated. Questions and comments on Inter's lackluster form and also shitty result against Torino. Adam, you first.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much covered it, Ant, to be honest. I obviously did watch this game, and I stayed up after our game and watched this one as well. Your performance really mirrored, mirrored for me, Roma's performance as well. Like, I just saw these 2 teams that quite capable of beating their adversaries in these games and just bottle it. I thought obviously that you guys had lion's share possession and probably could have banged in a couple more, but it's just these chances that you guys are missing of late. Like, these players you've got this caliber should be scoring that, should be putting those goals away. Like, fair enough, you might miss these chances in front of goal on the 6-yard box. You might miss, I don't know, 3 or 4 out of 10. But it's becoming like 7 or 8 out of 10, and unfortunately, when you do that, you just make it difficult for yourselves, and now it's reflected on the table. So and further to that, don't forget that Torino should have had a penalty. Like, that was a clear penalty.
Oh man, like trust me, you're not going to hear any excuses from me here, and I'm sure Riccardo, who I know will be vocal on it, and Armando as well. Like, and I shared it at some point today, and I wasn't justifying it. All I did was saw the replay. I'm like, that has to be the reason why it wasn't given, because if you're looking for any reason, Belotti might have handled the ball, but I didn't think it was. And it has to be a penalty. For me, it's the most stonewall penalty I've almost seen all season, and no complaints from me.
I feel like that I'm harping on about this stuff every week because I am, but
we are, but all of us are.
The league's becoming an absolute joke. Like, you can't have these decisions. Why didn't he go look at it?
You want to know why?
He looked at it. You
want to know?
Massa,
you want to know why the VR?
Massa, no. Sorry, guys. Massa said to Guida, ha preso la palla, vai.
Ma quale palla? Has he got the ball?
But that's what I'm saying. He didn't look to replay. That's what the VAR, the 57-second of VAR audio is. Ha preso la palla, vai, palla e piede, vai. No, man, you gotta watch it. That's what the VAR is about. You stop it, you watch it for a minute, you watch it for 2 minutes, and you make the right decision. Because, again, we all knew Inter. Sorry if I step in. You know Inter is gonna score, but man, Torino should have won the game. 2-0, it's all open. And then, sorry, Anthony, I know Brema, it's a good player. I hope you buying him. Because if in 94 minutes he gets a goal and leaves the Dago for 3 meters, man, next year we're going to be laughing. Big mistake of Brema on Zego. On Sanchez. He left him alone. 3 meters. You can't be at the 94 minutes having your man 3 meters away from you. Sorry, that's a big mistake for defense. Big mistake.
Yeah. Listen, what I was saying, the VR, the way structure, I don't know in the rest of Europe, in Italy, is that the referee decide if he wants to go. They call him only in case of big mistakes or whatever they told him now. And also because there still is a referee making a decision. The referee will never go to the VR if he show what he saw. We need to make compulsory when there is something like this. The referee has to go and watch. Otherwise, because this and Oshimen one, they're exactly the same.
Yeah, but Armando, in the laws of the game, it actually states clear and obvious error. Okay, that there, what's on screen is a clear and obvious error.
Yeah, it's an error because we say it now, but during the game, the referee might think that's not an error for me.
But you got a chance to watch it.
You got a chance to watch it.
Exactly. That's guys. The referee don't want to go and watch it because more time they watch the VR, more power they will give to the VR. Eventually, in the future, there'll be no more referee. You know, the next year we're gonna launch the offside, the digital offside. That means linesmen are useless.
Armando, it's because it's Italy, man. You know better than me.
Yeah, of course.
You know
because in Italy they want to hold the power. The referee wants to hold the power. They're scared.
You know better than me. If a Massa tell you ha preso palla e piede, vai, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah,
the person is sitting in the bar room is gonna helping you. Is already giving you false information. You just gotta keep going. You should go and watch on yourself. Stop.
So anyway,
what's the problem? Is it an ego thing then? Why can't these people step in? Because I watch a lot of Premier League every single weekend, and sometimes they take 2.5 minutes, but they make the right call at the end of the day.
It's about ego. You said it right. It's about power.
It's hard to. I don't want to explain it because it's hard, man. It's to me. I don't want to say there is some kind of a conspiracy going around, but this is the inconsistency of referee in the last 10 years. And now it's getting even more with the VAR. You got a chance to fix this problem, and you're making it worse. Man, we
talk about it every week, Riccardo. Like, you watch the show every week. We talk about it every week.
I don't even watch Italian television, man. When I put on Sky or I'm putting on Domenica Sportiva, man, I go to sleep. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing.
It looks like, Riccardo, it looks like they really enjoying talking about this stuff. And we talk less and less about the game.
I agree. That's
why that I'm not on social media on Facebook anymore. But if you had me guys talking about the penalty Oshimen, no, because I'm sick about talking about this stuff too.
It was penalty. That was penalty.
I know it was penalty.
Sorry if I open this. Okay. Real Madrid, PSG. Okay. Everyone talks about Benzema and Donnarumma. Okay. Yeah. Everyone here is watching soccer like I watch. A referee is never going to do a fault in Madrid with that kind of fault. Correct or not?
No way.
In Madrid, that doesn't happen. Why? Because it's Madrid. But if it happened other way around, it's a fault. So there's
100%.
There's things we can't explain. That's the soccer how it works. So to me, on Donnarumma wasn't fault. Because Donnarumma give the ball and gli ha dato un pestone on the foot. But in Madrid, forget about it. He would never go against the referee. He would never go against Madrid. And Perez, I show you, he's not paying the ref. It's just the Bernabeu law. But other way around, if Neymar was on Courtois, there was a fault. So there's something I can explain.
It's like, Riccardo, it's like if I am gonna, let's say I'm a guy that wants to make a life in a career, all right? And I need to referee against a top club where there's manager for important people, and I will be exposed against a club there is no one and no one will care. If I have a doubt, I'm always gonna go towards the teams that got the power, because I got a life to live. One day I might need a loan or something, and the guy that opened up the door is a supporter of that team or investor in that team. It goes to every level. Anyway, I think I watched the game. I actually fell asleep with the cuffiette, but I got all the comment. Guys, Adam will confirm this. That's Dzeko. There's been games at Roma that I remember Dzeko missing like 10 open goals and then scoring a cracker. If Adam remember how many open
the story of his season with us so far as well. That's exactly what he's done all season.
That's Dzeko, guys. I can't believe you guys are still surprised.
Guys, not Dzeko the problem, guys. Sorry.
No, it's the way Dzeko play. He always has games where
but it's not just him, Armando. It's not just him missing those chances, though, for Inter.
Guys, remember what I told you at the start of the season about Inzaghi at Inter? You guys told me that he had a different squad. No. This is the Inzaghi effort is taking Inter. Inter is lucky that Napoli and Milan are not top team and they drop point as well. Other way, the gap would be bigger now.
Yeah, and vice versa. That's the thing. It's just with Inzaghi, man, give him a couple more chess pieces next season. I'm happy we've got this young coach which can experiment a little bit, because at the end of
his teams so far always drop in spring. Look at Lazio the last 7 years. Always.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I mean, Inzaghi effect. I don't know why. I don't follow Lazio.
Yeah. Well, if we can win the game in hand against Bologna, we'll still be in this race. But I fear we are 1 or 2 bad results away from being out of it. And I really think the game back in Turin against Juventus is going to be decisive. Matchday 31, I believe it is.
One of the three teams might fall down soon.
Yeah. For me personally, if you want to ask me who the biggest disappointment of the season is in context to the expectations, it has to be Atalanta under Gasperini. It really has to be disappointing wise. Armand, you were probably the only one who really called it properly at the start of the season. You thought this was the start of the downfall. I still had them in 4th, I'm pretty sure, but this isn't what I thought would happen. Gasperini is starting with players, he's keeping good players on the bench. It's not looking good for Atalanta. So, who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I expected it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go, Riccardo, go. I don't have much.
I think Gasperini, I think it's whoever say, lose Zapata. That's a big, big Zapata for the way that Atalanta plays. It's like losing Ronaldo, you know what I mean? And then he got rid of Gosens. I don't know why. Of course, was injury for good part of the season. But, good story always got a hand. So I hope he gets at the end of wins the Europa League, because, I think Italian is been missing no win in the Europa League. But it was expected. Of course, he always complained, Gasperini. Got controversial here, controversial there. And it's a good story. It's a good story. And how I say, good story always ends.
Yeah,
but again, Atalanta can be decided for the Scudetto, as Cagliari can be decided for the Scudetto. Mazzarri, I think he's gonna play with the top 3.
Yeah, I've got a comment on Cagliari at the end of the video, man. Thanks for bringing that up.
I said it after the draw with Napoli. I said Cagliari is gonna be the team that decides the Scudetto.
Yeah, correct. He already started. So I think Cagliari has got. I think it's got Inter and Milan still. Yeah. Yeah, I think
everybody.
it's out of the relegation, but I think it could be the decider of the league. It could be
they're still in the relegation fight, but
remember this it could be the Lecce of Roma when Fascetti was the coach.
Yes, thanks for reminding me. How's his Genoa team? Just to finish off on this.
7
game.
draws in a row, 7 points in a row. But like,
it feels like this new coach. You know, when you're training and you play just possession without goals.
Yeah,
it just feels like he's playing box to box. He doesn't want to score. He doesn't want to concede.
He's doing well.
Listen, if he draw next game, he's gonna match a record of Serie A or 8 consecutive draw made by another team back in 40 years ago. I can't even remember the team. So it's something unique. But you know what? The guy so far is the only coach unbeaten in Serie A in history. In his history. Never lost
9 games to go, 4 points off safety. They need to win at least 2 or 3 games before the end of the season to survive the drop. Like, you can't just keep putting together draws. As amicable as it is that you're not losing games, when you need to make up 4 points on the relegation, the other relegation sides, I don't know, man. They're going to have to start winning soon. Yeah. All right, let's move on. He's got it. But,
Genoa might stick Cena like he does every year.
Yeah, we'll see. Lucas Torreira, late 70th minute goal for Fiorentina as they get the points against Bologna. I don't know what the hell has happened to Bologna with the back end half of this season. They really haven't played well. They're 1 win in 7 games. Maybe Inter will be able to get past them nice and quick and easy on their game in hand. I'll go around the table. Any comments on either Fiorentina or Bologna, Adam?
No, it's disappointing. I think it might get to a point now where discussion starts about Mihailovic's future. I mean, they've been loyal to him up until this point because I don't know if it was because of that illness and the connection he now has to the city because of that, and the outpouring of emotion that they gave him when he became ill. But at some point they need to move on and potentially look at someone else. So, but Fiorentina. Like I've said previously, I'm a fan of the way Italiano sets up and the way he plays. So I think he's doing really well with his squad. Yeah.
Riccardo, anything to add?
Yeah, Bologna, that's Mihailovic, man. It sticks there. The team is, I think it's where the club wants to be, the middle race. No, a lot of potential, not spending a lot of money. They got a good place. It's a good place at Nadovic. But I probably think Mihailovic will stick there for another couple of years. I don't see him going. I don't know where he can go. Regarding Fiorentina, tough game for Inter. But next round. But I think Fiorentina has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So, but I think Torreira is out. So Fiorentina could be decided for the league at the moment because now they play with no pressure. You know what I mean? They've done it better than last year. And, these are the sort
of teams you want to face. These are also the sort of teams you want to face, though, towards this end of the season, Rica. The ones that are complacent.
I agree. You don't want to get the relegated team. I mean, Salernitana is out of the race, but Fiorentina just could be playing, in fifth gear with no problem.
Yeah, of course.
I still gotta think you gotta beat them, but
Rica, Fiorentina is 2 points behind Roma. They might have, like I said, if you got nothing to lose anymore, they might go for a spot in
but
Europa
more
League.
for the tradition. But I think Inter Fiorentina, I think it's gonna be a smash. They don't care.
That's what. No. I'm not saying Inter is gonna have trouble, but Fiorentina might surprise us towards the end because they done what they have to do. They're in the position where everybody expected to be. I'll be not surprised if the last few games they're gonna go really good because they stay a few points from Roma Atalanta. If the team at the top keep dropping, they might go and try.
Yeah.
Bologna.
This is why this season it's strange to anyone else.
It's a strange season. So Bologna will be interesting to see where they are in 4 weeks' times because in the next 4 weeks they're gonna face Atalanta, Milan, Sampdoria, Juventus. So besides Sampdoria, they have 3 games.
And they've still got to play their game in hand against us as well.
Exactly. So
That's a lot. That's a bad fixture list, man.
Listen, put this way:
the last game is in Firenze. For us, the last game in Firenze. So we definitely
Bologna wins every game. If Bologna wins every game of the next 5-6 games, they are top 3 because they beat all the team in front of them.
This was a really good game. I'm glad I tuned in to watch a lot of it. Salernitana 2-2. It almost makes you feel bad that the start of the season for Salernitana was so piss poor because their form as of late has actually been really, really good. And granted, they could have got, they've still got 2 games in hand on a couple of the teams as well, but you just don't see them making up the points. 2-2 for Sassuolo. I guess the one question I'm going to ask everybody going around for comments on this game, this Sassuolo for their first season under Dionese, I think pretty good job taking everything deserved to be. I think, sorry?
Dionigi.
Sorry, Dionigi. I think he's done a really, really good job, man. And honestly, I think they're in for a bright future, especially if they can cash in on 1 or 2 of these good players. But now you got to pay Serie A tax if you're going to sign the likes of Scamacca or Raspadori or anybody else. So going around the table, what are our thoughts on Sassuolo and Salernitana in particular, Adam?
Like I said previously, they remain the neutral observers team to watch. I think it's always an exciting game whenever they play, whether it's home or away, and whoever they play against. So love watching Sassuolo. But you're right, Anthony. We spoke about this last week and the week before about the front 3 and potentially losing all 3 of them, if not 2 of them at least. So it's going to put them back a bit going into next season. Unless they replenish. They've done it in the past, so it's not like they haven't. They've lost players and still bounce back. So I guess they're going to be back in that position again. So instead of moving forward, they take 2 steps forward, take 1 step back, and it's been repetitive season after season since they got promoted.
Yeah, fair enough, Riccardo.
Yeah, just watching the letter, I think Salernitana did a big mistake getting Colantuono appointed and then getting Nicola. Should have Nicola before instead to Colantuono. I think they lost their 4-5 good games. They still got a 2 game on hand. But looking here, Fiorentina, just going back to the Fiorentina, they're 2 points behind Roma. And, the first 4 go Champions Leagues. The 5th is European. The 6th is Conference. And then if the Coppa Italia final is Juve and 1 on Milan and Inter, I think the 7th spot it's Europa League. So I think Fiorentina is in the race, guys.
Yeah, that's what I said before. That's what I mean.
Yeah, correct. So I just watched the leg now because I didn't watch it. I think Fiorentina is in the race. So I'll take back what I say about next game. And Sassuolo, man, 100%. Dionigi, I was surprised he kept the job. I thought he will probably get sacked after 10 games, but he's done really good, and it's showing to the stadium, man. He played really well. But guys, if we didn't lose the game with Sassuolo 90 minutes, Juventus would be 1 point, would be 60, 58, 57 points. You know what I mean? We lost because we're not good. Juventus not good. But if you think before the season, Juve Empoli, Juve Sassuolo, that's 6 points, correct? Worst case scenario, 6 points. Make it 4 if you draw and a win. Man, that's a 60 point. We'll be in the race, but better with the spot we are now. So, Fiorentina still in. And Sassuolo, great surprise of Sassuolo. And
Armando,
Venezia, Genova, and Salernitana for me going to the B.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, man. What about this game, Armando? Did you catch any of it? What are your comments on this game?
I like the way Riccardo thinks about the leader because he reminds me of the last 9 years. If we did Venezia, lose to Spal, that's 9 points. That would be win.
Armando, the last 9 years, that's
Riccardo,
what we've been doing, man.
Welcome to Hurt with all the other fans where we also lose. You're welcome, Bello.
I know, man. That's how it feels. That's what I say. We not probably. The thing is, because even with under Sarri, we won this game.
I know.
Listen,
hey,
it doesn't matter.
I can see it where you're coming from because
it's
when we used to watch Juventus back then, if
it's good to feel out the amount of everyone.
Milan or Napoli, we wouldn't even watch Juventus play Sassuolo Empoli if we knew it was a victory. So it must be win for you. Guys, this game was a very nice game to watch. I'm not that fussy about the 3 up front at Sassuolo. I'll tell you why. You know which one is the team where the only 3 players at the front already in double digit? and is the team that score more goal in Serie A, or one of the teams that score more goal in Serie A. You know which one is the team?
Verona.
Verona.
Mm.
So Verona attacking line is even better than Sassuolo attacking line. The problem is, for some reason, Sassuolo always get the hype. No one talks about Simeone or Lasagna because they're not so exciting like the attacker. I will never want to buy a striker from them. I would like a striker from Sassuolo to go to Fiorentina or to Atalanta, prove himself, and then come to Napoli, and then prove himself, maybe go to, somewhere else. But jumping from Sassuolo to a team that wants to win the title, not for me.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a really, really big ask. Serie A tax. This gentleman here just became Lazio's all-time goal scorer, if I'm not mistaken. 1-0 against Venezia. Sarri grinding it out. I'm not too sure if any of the boys have any comments. I managed to catch a little bit of the game while I was at school bludging. They didn't play that great. A lot of Sarri version of tiki-taka, which isn't that exciting when you're playing in Serie A against a team that sits deep like Venezia. It's literally just a game of patience. Adam, any comments here?
The goal that actually scored that was disallowed was a cracker.
Very nice goal.
The VR worked.
Congratulations, Cheeto. I'm so happy for you, mate. Look, I'm just thinking ahead to the qualifiers now. Like, I'm really thinking what Mancini's going to do with him and Macca. And
he has to play him. He's the only striker that Italy has, man. He makes the movement for the other striker.
What I think is going to happen is that he'll play against Macedonia and he'll score, and he'll carry, and then Mancini will select him for the game against Portugal or Turkey. So we can get to that next week. But,
we're not going to the World Cup.
Riccardo said it. I knew he was going to say it.
Don't say that. But
you saw Cristiano form. Yeah, no problem.
Even when he's in shit form, he goes and scores a hat trick like that.
But you know what? That's the day of Juventus Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
He always score a trick on that day. They should be banned the game for him on that day. You should be not allowed to play.
Oh, was it the same day? The same day
for Juve Atletico.
Same day as Atletico.
And before he done it with Real Madrid, the same day.
He must have some special connect. Planet
they
must
should
be
have banned. His team should not play the day.
Crazy.
Well,
at least against the Italian team.
Hey, put this way. It's the first Italian game that I really look forward.
Yeah.
I never wait for an Italian game like I'm waiting for Italian Portugal.
I wish I was in Australia, Armando. We watch it together, man. That would be a great game.
That would be fun. Me and you.
Don't get me wrong. I want Italy to go to the World Cup, but man,
that guy is another planet.
I know if Chiellini plays and Bonucci plays, he's gonna have a hard time. I can tell
very much so. Very much so. This Portugal team is not setting the world on fire, man. As we all pretty much said, this Cagliari team who just dropped 3 points to Spezia really needed it, man. They were up as high as 12th at one point in the midway point of the season, but really dropped the last few rounds. So Spezia get 3 points to pretty much help them believe that they'll survive the drop, although not 100% guaranteed yet. But Cagliari is still sitting third last under Mazzarri. They are going to be the side that decides it with their fixture list. Pretty much that is left. That's pretty much all the time that we're going to have left as well for tonight. It's been a lengthy one, but it's been a very fun one. And I'm very grateful for these three men for lending me their precious time. So, Adam from Melbourne, thank you for checking in. I'm sure we'll see you next week or the week after.
Yes, hopefully next week I come with a derby win under my belt. It's been a while since we won a derby, so we've got Lazio on the weekend, which is, I'm primed for. So
Beautiful. Riccardo, thank you for joining us from Sicily, man. We're always grateful to have you.
Man, guys, it's been a pleasure. And actually, I miss you all, guy. And I will be in the show more often if you invite me. And it will be a great end of the season, I think. And I'll say again, the top three at the moment is the one that's going to win the league. And it will be the first year of these three coaches winning Serie A. And good luck to Italy, man.
I was about to say, I'm looking forward to checking in after the qualifiers, maybe with Zil Armando as well, if things don't really go away. Thanks for joining us, Zil.
Thanks, Bello. Thanks for having me. Thanks. Nice to see Adam and Riccardo again. I like the way Riccardo does. The first top three team might win the league. Give me something out of that.
The anti-jinx never fails.
Tell me,
All right,
tell
guys.
me who's gonna go. Tell me who's gonna go in Europa League. That's a heartbeat.
Actually,
No,
just
jokes
before we
aside,
end,
guys. Very nice to
just
see
before-
Riccardo. Very happy to see him with a big smile. Means things are going good.
Thank you,
Adam, time for you to show off another picture on the green back screen. Rob. But I like the
It's
fact that you
different this
joined the
week.
club on the back screen. Bravo,
Yeah.
welcome.
I look
Just-
poor, man. I look poor. Nothing. Just the Lampadario behind me. Come on.
But
man.
all you need to do, open the window and show us the goal for man. That's all you need to do.
Can I just say something on next week in anticipo for next week? We need to start
Yeah.
discussing the head-to-heads because it's going to come into play at some stage, I think.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I think so.
Anthony,
I think so.
The results.
you're the last one. Thank you very much, bro. We speak a lot over the chat on the chat, so to me, it's like I see
Thank
you
you,
every day
Anthony.
anyway.
Grazie.
Anytime, boys. Anytime. It's absolutely my pleasure. Okay. Ciao, ragazzi. We'll see you next week on Serie A Roundtable. Ciao.